Greetings and salutations. Welcome to tutorial on EU4. We are going to discuss the El Dorado DLC expansion. Alright, let's play. Alright, so El Dorado was released February 26, 2015 with patch 1.10. The necessity for this DLC is about 50% for most people. Uh, it is very highly recommended if you want some new start menus, start options, or if you're colonizing. Now, if you notice, there's this custom nation thing, where you can pick a custom place to start a custom nation. Like we'll pick right here, Cape Verde. All right, so yeah, got this stuff. You can name, you can give it an adjective. You can change your map color. Like we'll come down here. We're currently this color. You can change your flag, the emblem on it, the background, flag color 1, flag color 2, flag color 3. It's very convenient that was there. If you notice, there's points used. We're currently, I don't know what we are right now. A despotic monarchy. First we have our king, the dynasty of our area. So we can go Dynasty Liquidor. First name Lisa Duin. Heir Maximilian. I can set his age. You can set our age. You can adjust the amount of administrative points each person starts with, if they start with any. And you notice that there's these costs associated. You have a certain amount of points used up to use. You can change the sex there as well. Now I wanted that to be male. Oh, so that's there now. You have the ability to change your culture. Got this little option section of pretty much all the cultures. What religion you want to be. Whether it is in-game or not in-game, like you can choose Zoroastrian. I believe you can choose... Oh, you can choose Jewish. I don't believe that it's a country that starts in the game. Eastern, Christian. I believe there was... Norse. There it is. But yeah. Technology group. Technology group doesn't matter as much as it used to. Map graphic, whether you want your guys on the your military units to look basically how you want them to look. Your starting government type. The level of whether you want to start lower or higher. You can choose your idea groups or your traditions. Out of this, each of these things has a point value associated with them. You can increase them or decrease them. You can give them a special name and a description as well. So basically, traditions are two things you start with, and ideas are when you get in an idea group. If you get 3 things, at 3 points of the idea group, you get one of these, and then the finisher for getting all these, you get this. That's basically what that is, and that's that. We'll just click done there for now. You can go back and edit them, I believe. Yep, modify or select. Yep. You have the ability to save or load, which means, that. Uh, Here, no limits on idea groups. Yeah. Uh, Custom setup, there it is. This is where if you're playing multiplayer, you can have an adjustment from normal to hard to very hard, or very hard. Basically the amount of points you can spend on a custom nation. You can set, not sure if this is DLC only, but there's flat values. So every place will be a value of 5 instead of 3. So 5 would be the normal. And if you choose random nations, which means not that. We go notable setup here. If you choose random setup, all this will be jumbled up. So you won't play the same game. You won't be playing the same game as anyone else playing the normal historical setup. So you got the historical setup, random setup, custom setup. Custom, only places that have custom nations will be existing. So if you choose random setup here, between historical, which would be like you get all the various names that are in the game. Like Lithuania could end up over here with like 3 provinces. Whereas if you chose dynamic, they will choose a capital and name themselves that capital, basically. All right. All right. So I started a game as Cape Verde here. So when you start, you get a certain percentage of you get an army, a navy as a percentage. You also get, I also started everything with random, New World, and custom nation, dynamic nations. So we got Joma, Jean, Air, these guys. They usually try to fill up as much as this as normal. You got Carpathia over there, Bera, Hisicles, Liège, Wales, Munster, Highlands, Wessex. Yep. You also got some values that are going to be vastly different. Pretty much the only, I only started with 1 fort. Oh no, 2 forts? Okay. But that is a random nation, or a random New World start. Okay, so there's 2 more things to talk about. We have we call exploration. Previously you were able to just send an exploration ship to look at this. Now you have to set it as a mission, explore, and you choose where you want to explore. Atlantic, South America, go. Now that guy, you need 3 light ships or 3 heavy ships to do that, and an explorer on that section. The other thing is, if you have an army in the New World, you can set them, and an inquisitor, conquistador right there. You can set it to hunt for the 7 cities, and that will ignore national boundaries, and will immediately go into the fog of war. There are a series of events involving this, so they can be good, they can be bad. Most of it has random chance of happening. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, one last thing to note is that because and conquistadors and explorers do get this ability, they have 20% fewer pips than their counterparts. So conquistadors are going to be weaker than generals in battle. Alright, here's one of the events you can find on El Dorado. The When you search for 7 cities, it's one. This is for El Dorado, and as long as the conquistadors fall there, he will go search for it. Alright, so this is when you send a fleet or to explore the a coast, you will get him looking at all the coastal provinces around the area instead of the normal, like if you went from coast, like in the default you would have to go coast to coast, and he'd have a certain percentage chance based on his movement speed. But here he actually just will just spend some time and find everything that's there, as long as he's on the mission, as long as he explores on the mission. Alright, this is a new thing, the Treaty of Tordesillas. When you form a colonial nation, if you're Catholic, you will get the Pope will say, hey, this territory, he'll send a message to all Catholic countries and say this territory that is in this colonial region belongs to this colonial power. And you'll see my little flag there. Alright, so trade. If a colonial nation has the trade good for gold or such, their gold, silver, I think, they will build up a treasure fleet, and this treasure fleet will be valued. It will build up over a certain amount of time, and then they'll send you some gold. That's basically that. In the area as well, there'll be there's yeah. Uh, there you can if there's a option in your, or no, there's, yeah, there, if yeah, pirates, there are pirates in this. If they're privateering, they can go pirate you, and you have the option of going and anti-pirating them by hunt pirates. Your colonial nations, if they're size 10 or more, will provide you with one more merchant. There is also inland trading by caravan power, and the option for your fleet to for if the fleet has light ships, you can privateer, which is part of another DLC pack, but it is included in this, so you can play with that as a feature. Both of those features, I believe, are part of another DLC, which is included. And that's it for El Dorado. Thank you for joining me. Oh yeah, before I forget, there are a change to a few religions in the Americas. Inti, if you have 20 or more provinces, you can pass a reform. Or no, you gain authority by owning territory and granting autonomy. That's what Inti is. You, when you pass a reform, a pretender rises. If you lose to the pretender, you lose the previous two reforms. So you need 100 authority to pass a reform. You get reform from owning territory and granting autonomy. I kind of messed up there. If you grant autonomy or lose autonomy in any way, you will lose authority. But as long as you own vast amount of territory, you can start passing reforms. You need basically that. You need be at peace, no rebel-controlled provinces, stability at +1, authority at 100, and number of cities at 10, at the very least. When you pass reform, you'll lose half your territory, a pretender will rise, and you'll have to restabilize yourself. Yeah, one last look at Inti is their tolerance to true faith and monthly autonomy change. The Mayans here get +1 advisor, tolerance of true faith, and they have religious reforms based on, let's see here, they need to own 20 provinces, positive stability, no revolts, and no overextension. They will lose half their territory. Hold on. No, so the Inti don't lose territory, the Mayans do. So the 20 provinces to pass a reform that shrinking to a size 10 of core provinces centered around their capital. All other provinces will break away, joining existing or forming new nations, and then we'll have to go back and fight them to recover. Yep. Peace, no rebels, overextensions less. Last reform. Yeah. So that's basically it for the Mayans. The Natali, or whatever this is, gets -2 unrest and morale of armies up. They're going to need it, as they need, in order to pass their reforms, they have a doom marker here, which if they reach 100, they will lose their leader and entire family over here, forcing a new dynasty on them. You get there by winning battles, occupying provinces, and sacrificing rulers and heirs of subjects. Basically that. Yeah. So, you get a flower war casus belli on basically your neighbors in order to vassalize them. You need need to avoid doomsday, which is the 100. Doom increases tech costs and idea costs. When you're replaced by a ruler, you'll have a 0/0 ruler. All the monarch points here will be lost, and any subjects you may or may not have will revolt against you. And up to 2 of your reforms here will be lost. So, yeah. So, you need to have at least 5 vassal states. Stability, no rebels. Doom is less than 50. Doom will increase by 50 when you press this button. And all your subjects will declare independence. And that's about it for this function. For each one of these, for the Natali, the Mayans, and the Inti, once you border a nation, you can reform your religion. It'll allow you to update yourself, and it'll disable any of these mechanics for the rest of the game.